Hello everybody, welcome in to the season finale for the Wednesday Multiclass GT3 and GT4 Championship in Assetto Corsa Competizione at Trackalicious. I'm Kujaterikov in the broadcast booth. Alongside me this evening, we've got good friend of the program, Tyler Morgan, joining us. How are you doing tonight, Tyler?
Not too bad, not too bad. Excited to see what all the season finale is going to be on about. We got a whole host of drivers. We got a whole host of maybe championship implications. I doubt it, though. I think everything's locked in from what I'm aware, but you'll get into that soon. But we are in the favorite place in Italia, Ferrari's favorite spot, and always the place that always seems to have turn one mayhem, Monza.
Yeah, always seems to be that way. Hopefully we can avoid that tonight. But, of course, as always, the admins don't make things easy. It is going to be a night race as well around Monza. Cheers, Mr. Beach GT, for the hydrate. Getting it done early on here. Hydrate redeemed from the GT4 Championship leader. That's Justin Beachley. We'll see if he can wrap things up tonight. As we will head to the track, the drivers getting their last minute preparations done in the final little bit of practice time they may have left.
Oh, someone redeemed it. Sorry, they redeemed curse protection. All right, are you protecting yourself or are you protecting somebody else?
Oh, and Saunderzone with the hydrate. Yes, there is now curse protection from Tyler.
He's protecting himself.
Understandable. Alex Freeman is sitting in second place in the championship. So lots to play for the number 22 Aston Martin, sitting just 8 points behind Justin Beachley. And if he could get a win, they would both share 3 race wins.
Would fall to second if they tied on points, if they're tied on race wins.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's going to go down to the points. It just depends on how big of a haul of points Justin Beachley can get tonight.
I also can't see the standings on the side of the screen, FYI.
That's correct. We're still in the practice session. There is no need for that.
Oh, there's no need for silly little... You don't want to... Now, the problem is that he's got curse protection, so you can't even waste the points, Beach, on curse attacking because he's already protected himself. So, that is something new, by the way, folks, for folks that haven't really thing. We came up last week with the idea of a curse shield and a curse sword. So, the 7,500 points, you can curse somebody else. And then the curse protection you can use on you or use on somebody else. It doesn't matter if you're in the race or not. I will get 1 curse for free on each class, but then that's it. If you want other curses, then they have to be paid for. So Xander has done Freeman has done the smart thing and decided to protect himself because I almost cursed him last week and it almost worked. So...
Yeah, we'll see what the racing gods bring tonight. Kevin Yu in the 95 Ferrari going into the pits, just practicing those pit stop entries, which he will have to complete 2 tonight. 2 mandatory pit stops in the 75-minute race as he goes back to his garage. The practice time officially at 0, but just waiting for the final few cars to go around, and we will get started with the grid walk. Of course, in this season, the qualifying was completed throughout the week, so drivers had the full 7 days after the last race and about an hour before this race starts to get in their best qualifying laps. So that was already done. The grid is set, and so we will get to that as soon as Andres Mosachero crosses the line there. And now we get the full picture And we go to Tyler for the GT4 field.
All right, leading off on pole position in P11 is Mr. Justin Beachley in the Muppet Show Beach GT. Currently sits on pole position. In P number 2, first row with him is Professor Canonis in the T Swizzalicious Mercedes AMG GT4. On the second row, we have Alex Freeman, who has decided to use curse protection on himself, so I cannot curse him at this race at all. And lining up beside him is the number 13 of Potts Weaver in the Potts Autosport McLaren. Number 13. Lining up behind him in P5, yep, that is P5, is Brian DeSantiago in the NPG Racing 777 BMW as always. Keeping him for company is the always present Dr. Porkchop in the Chop Shop Racing 71 Aston Martin GTT. And rounding out the backfield is the Mostacheros brothers, Diego coming out first in the number 48 Aston Martin, and rounding out the back is Andreas Mostachero in the 105 Aston Martin GT4. He currently holds a 10-second time penalty.
And that's the GT4 field. And on to the GT3s. Jace Wright showing up for tonight, able to put the Audi on pole position. He is in the Tresser Orange 1296 machine, starting from pole. And second, you've got the driver sitting in second place in the GT3 championship. It's Kevin Yu in the number 95 Rust Ease Ferrari. And Mountain Gopher, welcome to the podium. Thank you very much for joining the club, being on the Trackalicious podium. In third place, starting from a podium position, is Dan Tazzaro in the Turn 1, number 420 Aston Martin GT3. Alongside him on the second row is the 313 McLaren of Jim Reynolds. He is part of the BJ Racing team. Mario Augusto Mariano in the number 45 Fair Play Race Ferrari rounds out the top 5 of the GT3 field. Then you have the BJ Racing teammate Brian Zerline in the number 25 Mustang, starting from 6th place. In 7th is Devin Anthony in the 664 Noobs R Us Honda. Alongside him, the Japanese manufacturer row, if you will. Starting from 8th is Eric Vanderbilt in the Practice Safe Apex's number 7 Nissan. Then you've got the 2 BMWs rounding out the back of the GT3 field. Ray Roman in the 117 starts from the front of the 5th row, and Rally Dutchy will start from 10th place in the Mad Fox Sim Racing 621 BMW.
Alright, curses. Who is on my list today? Can't be Alex Freeman, he's got curse protection. I don't think Beachley or Crononis is going to make a mistake enough to warrant. I mean, the smart choice would be Potts Weaver de Santiago. You know what? I'll curse Beachley. He didn't. He said I'm going to abstain, don't want to tempt the racing gods. Well, I want to, so I'll curse Beachley for my 1 GT4. And the 1 GT3, I'll go Jim Reynolds for no reason.
For no reason, okay.
For no reason. All right, those are the 1 and 1. If you guys want more, it's 7,500.
Yeah, Jace Wright joining for tonight in the Audi, showing his pace off starting from the top. 2 mandatory pit stops in the 75-minute race are required. 25-second refueling time, and then it's another 5 seconds added to that time if the drivers decide to take on a fresh set of Pirelli tires or not.
Track temperature's 20 degrees. It's at night. They might not have to take tires this go around. But it is Monza. The tire dig at Monza is pretty awful. For GT3s especially.
Yeah, unfortunately, Ilpo still at work, unable to partake in the season finale. He does lead the GT3 field, and with that drop race, more than likely will secure that championship win. It might be pretty close on points at the end, though. There might be about 1 or 2 points separating Kevin Yu and Ilpo Ruotsalainen at the top of the standings in the GT3s. But of course, still lots to play for. Lots of positions up for grabs throughout all of the classes, with Brian Zerline and Jim Reynolds just being separated by 2 points. Brian Zerline holds on to 3rd in the championship, with Jim Reynolds in 4th. And then Devin Anthony just 5 points behind Zerline too. So Devin Anthony with a good performance here might be able to sneak into a top 3 position at the end of the championship as well.
Well, I've just cursed Jim Reynolds, so he's got to hope that that doesn't work, or else he's in trouble, being in a little bit of a sandwich there.
And the cars now exiting Ascari, getting lined up side by side, approaching the Parabolica, hopefully get themselves, their tires, their brakes ready for 75 minutes of racing into the night. 10 p.m. in game time. Nice and dark. Full brights, engaged. Rounding out the Parabolica. Now just an anxious wait until that green light waves, or the green flag waves, I should say.
Green light, close enough.
A green light can wave. It's a wave particle.
We'll let the crowd decide that one.
Didn't think you'd be getting a science lesson at the start of the season finale here, and the green lights are flashing. The green flag is waving, and Jim Reynolds has a good run on Dan Tazzaro, but he's got the double slipstream in front of Kevin Yu and the Audi of Jace Wright. Kevin Yu pulls out alongside. Oh, there's contact behind. Ray Roman's gonna try and go through, and Kevin Yu gets tagged from the front of the field. Jim Reynolds side by side, getting a little bit tussled and a little bit of oversteer there from Jim Reynolds, but able to keep the car pointed in the right direction. Didn't quite get the exit that he wanted, and it's Devin Anthony making a quick charge.
Yeah, here comes Devin Anthony flying, looking to try and get the McLaren of Jim Reynolds, trying to get at least up into P2, and here comes the inside dive. Does he make the corner? No, he'll have to give that position back. At least that's how he should do that. Yep, he's doing that just fine, as in comes Jim Reynolds to take back that podium position. He's still going to have to fight off Devin Anthony, though, and that's going to be a little bit hard to do, especially with Devin Anthony right on the heels, and same with the 45 of Mariano, who's also not too far behind this battle either.
No, he certainly isn't. The GT3, or the GT4 field, excuse me, got shuffled around. Alex Freeman dropping to the back behind Mostachero. Brian DeSantiago down a position. Andres Mostachero making up a lot of ground at the start. Justin Beachley hanging on to that top spot, with Professor Chronotis just about hanging on to second, with Potts Weaver pushing hard on his tail. And Dr. Porkchop also getting a good start. He's in 4th, right behind the McLaren, wiggling out of Ascari.
That was DeSantiago that was drifting a little bit back there, or at least what I saw. Yeah, I kind of just saw a BMW just go sideways through T1, and then a McQueen car go sideways out of T1. And does that look like damage on Potts Weaver's front end, or is that how the McLaren usually works?
Yeah, I didn't get quite a good look at it. Kevin Hughes trying to make up those positions as early as possible. And he is going to go 3 wide. He's in the middle with Devin Anthony on the outside, Brian Zerline on the inside. The Ferrari tucks in but in front of the Honda and sweeps through the Mustang as well. 2 positions in 1 corner. And up into a top 5 position goes Kevin Yu to try and make up as many places as possible. The driver sitting in 2nd place in the GT3 Championship.
That was a beautiful double overtake. A absolutely beautiful double overtake. As Devin Anthony's looking to try and get a position on Zerline and can't seem to find it as a car going through the gravel. I don't believe that was I believe that was a car ahead of you. Maybe that was Morano. But yeah, Devin Anthony's just trying to chase it. Wasn't it Devin Anthony and Zerline that were fighting again last time we went to a track?
Oh, it seems like they've been battling it out all season long. Devin Anthony with the BJ Racing guys. of Brian Zerline and Jim Reynolds, who has lost the podium position to Mario Augusto Mariano. So the 45 Ferrari on home soil here has gone up to a podium position.
Andreas has already came in for one pit stop. Oh, yeah, that's actually, I think that's Jim Reynolds on the side of the road. It is.
The McLaren, I did see it going quite quickly into the Ascari corner. I wonder if there's some sort of issue going on with Jim Reynolds, because it doesn't look like those brakes are working quite as good. And yeah, the flashers are on. He's going to have to go back to the pits here.
Looked like he had a considerable amount of damage. You got Diego chasing to Santiago from behind. Pork Chop also not too far ahead. The Aston Martin does have good straight line speed, and against the BMW, it doesn't look like it's going to have that much of an overspeed. The BMW is big and bulky. Diego maybe thinks about an inside move, can't see the space, so he'll just have to park behind Santiago now. Pork Chop kind of creating a little bit of a DRS train behind him here.
Yeah, and running onto the grass, certainly going to slow the momentum of the Aston Martin down. And Brian DeSantiago is going to try to sweep around the outside of Curva Grande, and into the second chicane they go. The BMW has the inside for the first part. Will Dr. Porkchop go late and aggressive and try to sweep through? No, it's the opposite. Brian DeSantiago given the position pretty easily there. Dr. Porkchop lining up a good exit, and there's 3 Aston Martins swarming the back of Brian DeSantiago.
Now the Aston Martin seemingly want the spot of the BMW. They're all gonna. It's an Aston Martin triple train behind DeSantiago. Dr. Porkchop leading the train. He is the conductor. Let's see what's gonna happen here. Is Freeman gonna maybe think about a move here behind Porkchop? No, they're gonna go side by side. It looks like Freeman and Diego gonna go side by side behind. Oh, that's a little bit of a curve. You got to be careful of those. They will send your car flying. Looks like Diego's going to try and get a better exit and get a slipstream. Freeman's going to take the double slipstream and try and look to maybe get something out of the Parabolica. They're still going side by side. Porkchop has the front end lead. We're going to go to Freeman's POV now. Oh, it's a little bit of a drift by Diego. That's going to catch Freeman out, but that's also going to catch Porkchop out as he goes wide. Diego's going to lose the position. Freeman's going to take it. Now, can Freeman get the slipstream? Diego has had enough. He wants to pit now. Andreas also pit beforehand as well. Out comes Jim Reynolds. I think a lap behind all these cars. Alex Freeman maybe thinks about a dive, elects not to take it, and elects to stay behind Dr. Porkchop for now.
The GT4 Astons continuing their battle. Devin Anthony got ahead of Brian Zerline for a spot in the top 5. And now Zerline with some company behind in the form of Eric Vanderbilt. And Rally Dutchy not too far off either, about 2 seconds adrift of the Nissan.
He's not too far off at all. Zerline's kind of in a little bit of an interesting situation here. He's kind of sandwiched, but not in enough of a position where he has to think about doing one or the other. You just got to focus on keeping on track and not getting track limits. Track limits aren't as severe here as they were in the other track, but you can still get it in a few places like the Lesmos, and I think the exit of Lesmo number 2. Maybe after the second chicane, also after the third chicane as well. I think that's Ascari.
It is in fact Ascari. Botsweaver got ahead of Chronotis, so the McLaren now in second, ahead of the Mercedes of Professor Chronotis that started from the front row, dropping back a position. And yeah, I think the front of that McLaren's just built like that. Doesn't look like there's really any damage there to Potts Weaver's car, and Jim Reynolds getting a newly refreshed car out of the pits, looking to get some fresh air and put in some consistent and quick laps try and make up the ground early on here.
Well, my curse nailed him.
Yeah, unfortunately for him, it really did.
Sometimes sometimes you gotta be careful with how much power you have. Freeman maybe thinking about an inside dive. Nope, doesn't take it. That's a little deke by Pork Chop around the outside for Freeman. Maybe he's got to be careful not to take a tire into that gravel, so lose all his speed. Freeman's still there. Pork Chop cutting him off just a tiny little bit. Freeman's gonna take the slipstream, but where's Freeman gonna go? Is he gonna take the inside? It looks like it. Is he gonna be last on the brakes? Maybe. Yes, he is. He's got that inside line, and he takes it. Very nice, very well done. Pork Chop not able to put up as much of a fight as he probably wants to, and that is a spot taken by Freeman.
Yeah, another position gained for Alex Freeman, starting from third, got to the back of the grid, and now up to fifth place. He's got Brian DeSantiago ahead of him in fourth, about 4.5 seconds up the road, and then it is Carnotus and Potts Weaver battling for second, with Justin Beachley a bit checking out a little bit. He's got a 7.5 second lead over Potts Weaver.
If there was a curse I wanted to hit, it was Beachley. But Beachley's decided that he didn't want curse protection tonight, and he didn't want to curse anybody else. He's just doing his own thing. He's got the Muppets keeping him company in there. As Zerline around the curve, maybe might think about a move on Devin Anthony. Devin Anthony just parks that car in the middle of the road. Vanderbilt, ooh, gotta be careful to hit the back of that American Mustang. I'm surprised. It is made of gold after all now. Zerline maybe might think about it. That is a GT4 ahead of him. Is that Andreas? Oh, no,
I can 100% guarantee you it is a Mosachero Aston Martin.
That we can't agree on.
That is Diego in the 48 there. And just ahead of him, these two now catching Andres in the 105. The Nissan with a late look to the inside of Ascari tags the Mustang, but avoids the barrier on the inside of the corner. He's just gonna have to wait a little bit. A few cars coming through, and there goes the BMW of Ray Roman, and good sportsmanship from Eric Vanderbilt, just waiting for the Mustang to continue on as well.
Kevin Hughes making his comeback after the turn one incident that he got involved in. Is he going to go for the dive on Mariano here? No, he's not. He's just going to wait. The two Ferrari drivers, the only two Ferrari drivers, fighting for the final step of the podium on the GT3 on home soil.
Yeah, and Kevin Yu wants to get this move done as efficiently as possible. There's still plenty of racing to go, but Mario really fighting for that spot, trying to block off Kevin Yu from taking the inside line. We've seen this move done in the GT4s. A little bit more difficult to do in the GT3s. Kevin Yu with a brilliant over-under to try and line up a move into the first Lesmo. He's got the nose up the inside, tags Mariano into the gravel. And the Ferrari, unfortunately, there getting stranded in the gravel a little bit and losing some time to Kevin Yu.
I think Mario's flashing of the lights is expressing his displeasure with Kevin. He thinks that might have been a little bumping, a little too much bumping for his liking, but we'll let the stewards decide that. We are just the commentators. We do not provide judgment. Unless it is a very, very, very good move, and then which we will ooh and ah about it. But Kevin, you will take the lead, at least lead into the third place. He's still got to catch Cesaro and Wright, who are still 5 seconds up the road, each away from each other. So, Blanche, are you a steward?
Blanche drives in the rookie season, I know that for sure.
He's a rookie steward, he's not a multi-class steward. Is De Santiago catching up to Cronotis? Is Cronotis having a bit of an issue? Because
on the last lap he lost a little bit of time to Potts Weaver. Now Brian De Santiago all over the back of Professor Cronotis. And he is going to try to overtake him going into Ascari. Cronotis, though, going to fight it down the inside, going perfectly through the apex to cut off the move from the BMW. Brian De Santiago bouncing over the exit curbs, trying to get all the power down, and he did get all the power down. I don't think he lifted his foot off the throttle one bit there. He is alongside the AMG, down or onto the approach to the Parabolica. The AMG once again has the inside line. The 777 BMW wants to get that over-under done, but doesn't have the grip to sweep through the inside, and will have to fight the AMG down the straight here.
All right, here we go. Down the straight, turn one. Can De Santiago get the slipstream? He'll get the slipstream, but can he get the overtake done? The Mercedes GT4 AMG, Eric's favorite car. Is De Santiago going to think about an inside move? No, he's not. He's going to stick behind Cronotis for now and look to try and maybe get somewhere else done. He knows he's faster in the second, third sector, so the Mercedes might beat out in a straight line, but the BMW will have it in the corners, so we'll see how this all sticks out. This is only allowing Potts Weaver to get further and further away. Vanderbilt now. He's chasing Zerline, and Ray Roman has now ended up behind both of these drivers somehow, when he already passed them beforehand.
Yeah, it might have just been a mistake from the BMW earlier on in the lap, but yeah, Eric Vanderbilt still applying the pressure to Brian Zerline. Doesn't want to give that Mustang any breathing room. They've got a bit of catching up to do to Rally Dutchy, about 13 seconds behind the BMW in 6th place.
Yeah, Rally Dutchy's in no man's land already. He's 6 seconds behind and then 12 seconds ahead. A fun fact has been requested.
A fun fact?
Yes, a fun fact has been requested by Metalhead.
If shocked us all.
I'm pretty sure there's a ton of fun facts about Monza.
Oh, I'm sure there are.
But which one is the most fun fact?
Do I have any written down is the question.
If you don't have any written down, the travesty, the actual travesty that will be held.
Well,
the night races are making me tired already. It's not even we're not even 15 minutes into the race. Oh,
the two GT4s still side by side, and Cronotis hanging on to the position, but the BMW of Brian De Santiago really wants that place.
De Santiago was in the lead, at least according to the timing chart when they crossed the line.
It is an Italian track, Metalhead. That is a fact. And it is also the oldest track on mainland Europe, built in the early 1920s, with that oval design incorporated into the track as well. You can still visit that part of the track. Get a great view of it from the Turn 1 grandstands as well. As these two cars battling through the two Lesmos, Brian De Santiago just seeming to have really good corner exit speed, but the AMG able to just keep up in a straight line and taking the lines perfectly to not allow the BMW through.
No, he's doing it quite well. And this is going to be Cronotis taking the inside again. Is he going to go too deep? Ooh. He doesn't flip this time. Cronotis goes a bit deep. This might prove... This is just proving better and better for Freeman because it's allowing Freeman to catch up.
That's what Freeman is seeing with the two cars battling in front. Santiago now trying to get the over-under, but once again, Cronotis just a little bit too far ahead.
That was almost borderline track limits by the Santiago there. How far are they separated by now? Not by much. Not by much. Everyone else is putting fun facts for you in the chat now.
I love it. Send in all the fun facts. I love fun facts.
Do you, though?
Yeah.
I just like facts. They don't have to be fun.
Well, I prefer fun facts over tragic facts.
That's true. But tragic facts shape, but you have to have a little sadness in the fun, though.
I mean, I guess.
Well, there's going to be no sadness here because the only person that's sad in this moment is DeSantiago because he can't seem to get by Professor Chronotis.
No, and all this battling is really bringing in Alex Freeman in that black and yellow Aston Martin. He's really reeled these two cars ahead in with all their side-by-side battling. They're losing about a second a lap. Sometimes even two to the cars ahead and behind.
Oh my god, Draven says, fun fact, do your damn job, bro. Yeah, no, DeSantiago is like getting ever so closer each and every time, but Chronotis does just enough to keep it in play. I mean, he is the professor for a reason. He's doing a very good. He's showing DeSantiago the masterclass of defense. Now this is a GT3 behind, I think. Oh, it is. It's no, it's not. It's an Audi. Well, it is a GT3, but it is an Audi. And this is where things get interesting. Oh, DeSantiago goes a little bit wide. He's gonna get the slipstream. The Audi's not gonna be a factor anymore. Other than the Audi might help tow DeSantiago. But now Professor Chronotis is picking up that tow, albeit distant.
Yeah, with Beachley and Alex Freeman going into the pits, doesn't want to get involved in this battle. He just wants the clean air. And so he elects to go into the pits, doesn't want to get involved with the battle. Chronotis goes into the gravel. Brian DeSantiago, this might be his best opportunity to try and take the position away from Professor Chronotis around the outside of Curva Grande. He is going to have the inside for the first part of the second chicane. Chronotis once again goes onto the grass, slowing down the momentum of that AMG. He's going to try to stick a nose up ahead, but he's going to have to cut across the track there. He was behind at the corner. He's gonna have to concede that position. Tucks in behind the BMW, and Brian DeSantiago moves up to third in the GT4s.
Chronotis so close to keeping that on the track. He was inches away, but he just can't do it. Both drivers end up in the gravel. That's gonna allow Tazaro to get past both of them. Kevin, you actually in the distance has dropped the gap from about 5 seconds to 3.4. So he's not that far. Santiago is going to hold the lead for right now. You got to be careful of those sausage curbs. They will flip a car as they go bumping. The shocks in those cars got to be like super absorbent. Can only imagine how much force they deal.
Yeah, certainly through all of those sausage curbs placed ever so gently around Monza. Kevin Yu going into the pits doesn't want to deal with the GT4 traffic. He comes in for his first of two mandatory pit stops of the night.
He's done a good job after his turn one incident, which I think, if my memory serves me correctly, definitely probably wasn't his fault.
No, one of the BMWs it was kind of a Monza 2011 moment where one of the cars just got pushed onto the grass, and as soon as you do that, there is no grip. There's nothing you can do to stop yourself. And so, just a passenger going into the first chicane, and unfortunately, Kevin Yu, the innocent victim there. But certainly nothing intentional. Nothing intentional from the cars behind. Yeah, it was just a circumstance.
Just a womp moment.
It doesn't even seem like there was too much damage on the Ferrari as well. A little bit of scratching on the front. And his pit stop not too long, 34 seconds stationary in the pit box.
You have been... Everyone is redeeming fun facts tonight. There's been another one.
Another fun fact.
Yes, more fun facts. Remember the one? Who was it the last time that redeemed like 30 fun facts? In the
that was a good time.
In the 24-hour stream that we did.
Well, the 24-hour, plenty of fun facts on deck for that one. Monza, not so much. Mostly just have history lessons, not fun facts.
Well, that's still a fact, though.
Yeah, and I like history, so I think they're fun.
History equals fun, and if it's fact, it's a fun fact.
Well, Monza, I guess the closest big city to Monza is Milan. Recently held the Olympic Games.
How far is it?
It was about a 30-minute drive. And there's plenty of train options and bus options as well.
Oh, it's European, of course there's going to be transit.
Yeah, I mean, the town of Monza itself has a very nice, like, downtown park area, lots of statues and whatnot to go visit. You can visit the track itself year-round, too. There's lots of little pathways. It's basically just like an open park when there aren't events being held. Lots of pathways you can take between all of the different corners, from Ascari to the Lesmos. And you can even walk along the old bank sections.
Imagine trying to walk up that incline.
Oh, it's quite an incline.
I know, I've seen it.
Yeah, it's something.
At least on YouTube videos. I've never actually been to Europe, so someone with experience who has been there will tell me, but it looks pretty inclined.
Yeah, the WRC had an event that went around the little kind of passage roads around Monza, and for parts of their stage, they would go onto the track itself. They'd go onto that bank section of the track also. And so you may think it's just for track racing, but no, rally cars have gone around the circuit of Monza as well.
Rally?
Yeah, WRC.
Interesting.
Yeah, during one of the COVID years, they had a rally around Monza. I'm not sure if they host it anymore, with everything kind of opening back up. But yes, they did host an official round of the WRC.
Interesting. That actually doesn't sound like too bad of a look, because Potts Weaver's going to come in. Who's coming in out of the pits? Oh, that's Dutchy. Oh my! Dutchy just decided, oh, that's my pit box. Yeah,
he's used to the LMU where there's collisions between the cars and the pit boxes, and taking no risks here, despite it being ACC.
There goes Ray Roman. I think that's Ray Roman, because it's not a GT4, and the only other GT3 BMW is in the pits. Ta-da! It is in fact Ray Roman. Does cutting the chicane, getting launched by the sausage curbs, count as rallying in Monza?
It depends on what car you're in.
Yes, I would.
If you're in a
agree with
rally car, then yes. If you're in a Formula car, then no.
Then you're just sad. Your floor is begging for mercy. The Ginetta Rally team.
Oh yeah, there you go.
Dude, the last race I was in Trackalicious was, I think, what was it? It was Kilami.
Yeah.
And there was Ginettas everywhere.
Yeah.
And when I mean Ginettas everywhere, I mean I was literally surrounded by 6 Ginettas. I could hear the cars. I could hear the buzzing. The local line.
Yeah.
GT4s just glide over them, or at least the tractor does. I mean, in a Formula car, hitting those sausage curbs is just death. Like, at that point, you're just going flying. Like, we've seen how much damage sausage curbs have done, especially at Silverstone.
And at Monza, too, there was that incident in the Formula 3s exiting the Parabolica where the car just got absolutely launched into the fencing.
Was that not a drainage pipe he cleared?
No, that was one of the FIA-placed sausage curbs.
I swear he hit a drain cut. I swear he hit like a... Just car went fly.
Yeah, no, that was when the FIA just decided to...
Put a sausage curb
put a sausage curb horizontally perpendicular to the track.
And thought to themselves, what could go wrong? I'm thinking about the one maybe in F2 where they had it at Silverstone and he went flying over the dude's car. Mm-hmm. And thankfully the halo exists now.
I mean, there was a moment in... What was it called at the time? It was the women's Formula series before what it was known as now. No, it was just called, I think, called like FW or something. It was before.
It was before they became F1 Academy?
Before they became F1 Academy. They had a race at Coda, and one of the Mariano holding it just about. Through Ascari, not a lot of traffic around him. He can just rejoin nice and safe here with just Potts Weaver in the GT4 McLaren approaching.
I'll give Potts Weaver a toe, actually. Be nice about it. Blanche says F2 is just Forza open lobbies. That's why I laugh. I mean... It depends on the track. It truly depends on the track for that to be sentence to be true. All I know in F2 is that they have to do qualifying separately because they can't fit 22 cars on the track.
Yeah, that's certainly a thing.
I can't wait for when we go to Monaco in F1. That's going to be fun. I'm surprised we have not had like a mega pileup at Monaco yet. Like, we haven't had like a 10-car pileup yet.
Yeah, yeah. It's certainly possible that places like Macau that have certainly seen a lot of incidents where the road just gets completely blocked.
Only F2 highlights are, look at this 17-car highway crash. That was at Monza. That was at Monaco, I think. Like 10 F2 cars crashed into turn 1.
Yeah, it was something like that. And Brian Zerline maintaining the gap to Eric Vanderbilt still. These two yet to make a pit stop in the race. We're right about at the halfway, getting close to the halfway mark of the race. With a majority of the field still yet to stop. Most of the GT4s have come in, except for Professor Chronotis.
He's the only one not to come in yet.
And after the pit stop, Alex Freeman got ahead of Brian DeSantiago, so a very beneficial pit stop for the number 22 Aston Martin there.
Well, he's got protection on him, so I can't say anything.
Yeah, it's a good comeback drive. I'll have to see where he comes out relative to Chronotis when he comes into the pit lane, because Chronotis and DeSantiago were battling, and that was the reason that Alex Freeman decided to pull into the pits and get one of his two mandatory stops cleared. Yes, just didn't want to get slowed down battling the cars, and it certainly proved effective in getting ahead of Brian DeSantiago. Now can you do the same to the number 42, which currently leads the GT4 field, but needs to stop still, or at least one of the stops, before we can get a good position determination of where Professor Kronos will come out.
So, Weaver and Freeman are in a very good position for the sole reason of there's not really a lot of GT3s around them right now. They're kind of just by themselves. Same with Beachley. Beachley's just kind of on his own. They're kind of just sitting there, just chilling. They're all by themselves. Zerline also... Oh, is that Devin Anthony going into the pits? Yes, it is. However, Vanderbilt does not, so... It's going to be interesting to see how everything goes with F1 this year now that we have Cadillac involved. I'm just depressed because the Aston Martin is a brick. Not the fact that it's the Aston Martin itself that it's a brick, but the engine might as well be an F4 engine. Considering it's 4 seconds behind. Life as an Aston Martin fan is rough. Your only hope right now is that the Valkyrie in the World Endurance Championship do something. Odd question, Kuja. Can you actually go to Le Mans?
What do you mean?
Like, for like the 24 hours of Le Mans, can you spend the entire 20 at the track?
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
Obviously there's grandstands where the start-finish line is, but where are the other
I don't know if they really have too many permanent grandstands. They might set a few, like, bleachers up during the events, but I know there's a lot of kind of walkways that you can take in between a lot of the corners. Just kind of post up and watch for a little bit. Oh, a big oversteer from Vanderbilt. He keeps it out of the wall on the inside of the Parabolica. Great car control to keep the Nissan out of harm's way.
I think he might have tapped that retainer wall just an ever so softly brief little bit. But that is his cue to come in for a pit stop. That is, okay, I need to change my race.
I need to chill.
Code Brown. Okay, apparently, according to Ilpo, Circuit de la... I can't say that word. Is basically in the middle of a semi-urban area. You can stay there easy. Though, if you want to experience N24, is probably better camp right next to the track. What's N24?
The Nürburgring 24-hour. I can confirm the N24 is awesome.
By personal experience?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
What is the N24?
When? Usually it's around, like, the closest weekend to the summer solstice.
They want the most light possible. Smart move.
Yeah, there was part of a 3-race, or a 24-hour race series in a row in June. It started off with Le Mans, and then it went to the Nürburgring, and then they finished it off with the 24 hours of Spa, all within a month of each other. And some drivers participated in all 3 events.
That just sounds terrifying.
And so yeah, with the WEC field combining with the LMP2s at Le Mans, and then it goes to the GTs and Carrera Cups and TC cars at the Nürburgring, and then it's just a straight GT3 field at the Spa 24-hour with about 60 or 70 cars out on track for that one. Absolutely nuts stuff.
Blanche... Oh, we're halfway through finally. Blanche is saying Trackless's field trip to N24.
Oh yeah, that would be a blast.
How much would that cost? That'd be my... Oh, there goes Rally Dutchy off the track.
Well, it depends. A plane ticket to Germany around 600. The ticket inside the N24 was pretty cheap. It was around, I think, $80 for the weekend.
Jesus, deal, I'm in.
And then, yeah, it's just a matter of, like, whether you want to do camping or find a hotel nearby.
Wouldn't camping really put in the experience? Wouldn't that really set it in?
Oh, yeah, 100%. They have, well, I guess, yeah, then also renting a car from wherever you fly into also.
Probably, if it's a field trip and depending on the number of people, you would probably just rent a bus.
Yeah, like when walking through the first part when you enter onto the Nordschleife, there's a big camping area right there, and they had like a stage set up with like a DJ booth, and so it was a whole party going on over there, as well as all the other festivities going on all throughout the lap. They've got the Ferris wheel, of course. Lots of grandstands. You could basically with the ticket you have open access to all the grandstands. Can walk around the Nordschleife.
Ilpo mentioned Laguna Seca.
Yeah, I mean, camping at any kind of event like that's great, where you can kind of stay super close to the track. I think he, mentioned 100 feet away from the track, and yeah, they set up those like designated kind of camping areas to make it truly feel kind of like a festival atmosphere, to really get engulfed in the atmosphere.
Just to update everyone on the actual racing.
Right, that's what we're doing here.
Yeah. In and out of it. Freeman is ahead of Cronotis. Post pit stop.
And so is De Santiago and Andres Mostachero. So Cronotis really losing a lot of time there by staying out late.
The only people that still have to make pit stops are Zerline and Cesaro. Those are the only two people still having to pit. Andy's under attack from Diego? What is going on with Cronotis? Does he have his wheel upside down or something?
It's still round.
Still round. Why isn't this working?
Beachleyan again. Yeah, you're right. He's getting those pit stops done early. A wiggle out of Ascari from Professor Cronotis. Can Diego Mostachero pounce on this opportunity with GT3 cars behind him?
No. Zerline's coming in behind now. Maybe he might. Ooh, can the Aston get to the inside? Nope, not with a GT3 blocking its way.
Zerline going around again, and Jace right behind, not too far, already making a pit stop compared to Brian Zerline. And Justin Beachley's got the green tag next to his name. No more scheduled pit stops left for the number 18 AMG. And once again, this is what the multi-class racing brings. So GT3 cars in the mix with some GT4s. Cronotis falling victim once again to running wide and into the gravel. Jace Wright just trying to go through as quickly as possible. And Diego Mostachero not really given a lot of room to try to tack around the outside there with the Audi going through. Might try a move here into the second chicane.
It's kind of just us. For Diego, that's just an ill-timed Audi. Because he would have had the move otherwise, because he would have gone around the side, but that was taken away because the Audi technically had priority. So he just the Audi took what was given and moved on, and Diego unfortunately lost out.
An ill-timed Audi is a good term.
An ill-timed Audi. I love that term, actually. Ill-timed Audi. I am quite shocked because I've driven the Nürburgring and sim racing, that kind of severe injuries don't happen more often. Like that track is like, I would say, pretty exceptionally safe given its.
I mean, there's a reason it's only rated at a FIA level 3.
Now, is that just because of distance?
What do you mean? Well, no, there's an F1 car would certainly not be safe to crash there.
Well, an F1...
at the speeds that they would be going.
I was about to say, the F1 car would just go flying off of... I'm trying to think. Because the F1 car would just go flying at, what's that spot where Yarnborough flew off?
Yes. I know what you're talking about. Can't remember the name. The Flugplatz.
Yeah, Flugplatz. Blanche says me when my Formula One car launches over the corkscrew. Dude, F1 cars at corkscrew, the corkscrew would just break every floor. Like, literally every floor. Freeman and Mostachero are in the pits. Pretty sure Beachley's gotten by both of them already. There goes Freeman. There goes Mostachero. Yeah, Beachley's already by them. Beachley's already catching... Yeah, I think unless... Oh, gee! Jim Reynolds' tough race continues. I thought he was about to take out Beachley there, but nope. My two curses come together. Blanche says they gave me downforce. I'm going to use it.
Exactly.
Yeah, your downforce is going to take you to the center of the earth, and that floor is going to shatter into a million pieces. Pizarro finally takes his first pit stop over, so what, it's 75 minutes, so 40 minutes in?
Yeah, good long stint from the 420 Aston Martin.
That's an LFM stint right there.
Blanche, that's a strong mentality. I'm gonna be first to the core in my F1 car. Kevin Yu gets through Dan Tazaro, so that's second place back for Kevin Yu.
Something tells me early pit stops were the key today. Or at least the key to this race.
Yeah, they seem to be pretty strong. In the GT3s, all the drivers have completed one pit stop, so the order as it stands, we've got Jace Wright at the top, Kevin Yu in second, then Dan Tazaro in third, Mario Mariano in fourth, Eric Vanderbilt rounds out the top five, Brian Zerline in sixth. That is a pretty close battle they've had all race long. Devin Anthony in seventh, then Rally Dutchy in eighth, Ray Roman in ninth, and Jim Reynolds in 10th. Not sure if it was during the pit stops or what, but Eric Vanderbilt now got ahead of Brian Zerline after the Mustang was ahead for pretty much that entire first stint.
Well, the Mustang is going to be blocked a little bit by an Aston GT4. And now he's got to chase Vanderbilt. Well, Zerline's always in a battle with somebody. He's never not fighting with anybody.
Yeah, last week at the Red Bull Ring, him and Eric Vanderbilt battling it out. Tyler begging for Zerline to come into the pits, and he was listening to the call.
It's the same show everybody else was as well. You know what? Pit right now. Do it, Zerline. I wouldn't steer you wrong. Jace Wright currently hasn't steered wrong at all at any point during this race. He's 15 seconds ahead of Kevin.
Yeah, the Audi, I mean, great pace and so much grip. Just exiting that chicane, able to ride over the sausage and just bounces very smoothly back onto all four wheels, but that's a wiggle exiting the Lesmo.
No bumpiness out of that, Lesmo. All right, here comes Vanderbilt and Zerline. Does Zerline pit? No, he doesn't. He ignores my order. I don't like that. I don't like it when my orders are ignored. The undercut is very powerful here. Just saying.
Just saying. Don't say it so threateningly.
I was right last week.
That is true. That is true.
I was right last week, so why doesn't he hire me as his race engineer? I know what I'm talking about, especially at the Red Bull Ring. That track's my baby. I'm surprised more endurance races don't happen at, like, say, like the Red Bull Ring or Imola or, like...
Imola hosts the WEC race.
No, but, like, more than, like, but that's just a daytime. They don't do nighttime there.
Imola's limited because it's in the middle of a neighborhood and they don't like noise.
Oh, Muffin. You moved next to a racetrack. What did you think was going to happen?
Yeah, so they're a little bit limited in what they can run. Who was that in the wall? Was that the Nissan?
That was Vanderbilt, yes, and he's still spinning. Okay, well, you don't need to box now if you don't have to. I would do so, but you don't have to. Yeah,
I wonder what happened here with Vanderbilt. Looking good through the first part. Oh, and just the car did not agree to how much steering input he put in. And there was a bit of a snap. Oh my goodness. Yeah, and unfortunately falling behind Zerline by about 15 seconds now.
Zerline still doesn't pit. He's ignoring me. I don't like it. I don't like when I'm ignored. Don't like noise. They should do with the 24-hour series with the race with part firmate between parts. I mean, I wonder what it's like at tracks like Le Mans and Nürburgring where there's action, or actually even better, you know what? Bathurst 12-hour. Like, Bathurst is an actual road, and it holds a few events every other year, or it holds quite a few events around the year.
Yeah, I had one just a few weeks ago. 12 hours of Bathurst for the GT3 cars.
That I really hope that sim racer recovers. It's so weird how there wasn't, like, the strangest things happened in that 12-hour. You had a GT3 car like just destroy a kangaroo, or vice versa, whatever you want to say. Bathurst is pretty much only 2 events a year, pretty much, of the money that tourists bring, so. I mean, yeah, do the locals even get a... Actual racetracks that have noise going on every weekend tend to be problematic.
Yeah, I know Laguna Seca's faced some of that in the recent years.
Zerline, you're so lucky you're not getting an interview. Because because I'd be just yelling at you like, what? It's like, we got a few people pitting. You got Jim Reynolds, Riley Duchy, Mariano. Most of the GT4 fields completed their final pit stops. You still got the top 3 still needing to do so. Bathurst has 5 major events a year. Did you look those up?
Yeah, well, they have. Well, they have the 12-hour GT3 race most recently in the fall, around October, I think. They have the Australian, what is it? The V8 cars. Can't remember the frickin' name. Somebody in the chat, help! My brain is blanking on what the heck their car. The supercars, the V8 supercars. They've got that. I can't remember if that's a 12-hour race or if that's like I think it's like 1,000 miles of Bathurst that they have, which I think equates to right around 8 or so hours. So here we go, the full list. Yeah, they got the 12-hour, which happened most recently. Then Autofest happening in a few weeks' time. A Rally of Bathurst, that's pretty interesting, a one-day event there. The High-Tech Oils 6-hour. I wonder what sort of cars compete in that one. And then, yeah, the Bathurst 1000 is with those V8 supercars.
I think still my favorite probably currently right now probably have to be Le Mans, Daytona. Those are the really only like 24-hour ones I know off by heart, at least around date or time.
Well, if you know Le Mans, Spa's around the time, Nürburgring's around the same time. They like to have them in the summertime when there's the most amount of daylight.
Zerline finally heeds my advice and friggin' goes into the pits. He's so lucky there isn't another race next week or I'd curse him. He's gonna stay ahead out of Ray Roman. He's gonna fall behind Mariano. Mariano is a bit of a ways up the road. Only a bit. Daytona is cool and all, but I sort of also enjoy the more relaxed feel of shorter events. Blanche says, my favorite 24-hour race is the one Pete starts when I wake up and goes until I go to sleep. The race for productivity. Ilpo says Daytona tends to be just sitting in the stands watching the race. Well, isn't that what you're supposed to do?
Yeah, I found it kind of the opposite. When I went to the 6 hours, the WEC race at Coda, I just kind of sat in the grandstands and kind of watched the race for most of the time because it was just, for one, a good race and it was fun to watch. For two, it was just a lot of distance between all the grandstands so that by the time you got to one place, there was 20-30 minutes of the race have gone by. But during the N24, yeah, there was a lot of time, just opportunity to kind of just hang out and grab food, grab some drinks.
Taking the music.
Take in the music, take in the sausages being grilled on all the barbecues around.
So you, Vanderbilt, and Devin Anthony all have come into the pits at the exact same time.
It's a busy pit lane.
So, busy pit. All right, there goes Vanderbilt. That's a pass for position because that was Kevin Yu was in the podium position. There goes Mariano. What's Kevin Yu taking so long for?
I think he was just the last one to enter the pits.
Devin Anthony is in the... Oh no, he's coming out of the pits.
Yeah, Ray Roman's still having that one stop to complete as well. As we just wait for Professor Chronotis in the GT4s to make his final mandatory pit stop.
Yeah, he's the only one left.
Oh, I see what you mean by shorter races. Yes, yes. And yeah, certainly a lot more time in between those to kind of go and hang out through the grid. Maybe try and sit in a car. And yeah, Laguna Seca would be a fun track to go to. Certainly on my list of ones to visit.
So, that high-tech oils Bathurst 6 hour, the one that you cars were, Drive-In says BMW M2s, M4s, Mustang GTs, Chevrolet Camaros, and various BMW 335i and 135i models.
Huh. That's cool.
So, a mix of everything?
A mini GT race.
Shake a box and ta-da, here's what comes out of it?
Yeah.
Ray Roman now in the pits. Cesaro also in the pits as well, trying to cover off. Presumably it's Kevin Yu he's trying to cover off. Wright's still in the lead by a ton of margin, and Chronotis is in the lead with the GT. Beachley only 11 seconds behind. So unless the racing gods have a cruel thing involved for Beachley, he's probably going to win this race. And
yeah, like you said, he's got a good gap to Pottsweaver, right around 30 seconds to the McLaren in second place.
There's Kevin Yu in the background, though.
Yeah, Kevin Yu, a slightly longer pit stop there, by about 10 seconds than Dan Tazaro, but Dan not taking tires. His pit stop time was under 30 seconds, so he might be struggling here in the final 16 minutes of the race. Kevin Yu, about 1.5 seconds to make up. Ray Roman gets a drive-through for speeding in the pit lane. Unlucky there for the BMW. At the last pit stop he needed to serve, having to take an unscheduled visit down the pit lane.
Damn, there goes Professor Chronotis going all the way down the order. He's about to get passed by the 105. Is he going to get passed by the 48 as well? It doesn't look like it. He'll be fine. You gotta watch out for Zerline, who's coming out. But he falls all the way back down to 17th. Or sorry, 16th. So the odds of going along did not fall into his favor.
Yeah, not quite the strategy call for tonight, as Kevin Yu trying to engage in the battle with Dan Tazaro for second place. Dr. Porkchop up in front as well. And what's happened with the 296? It was stopped exiting Ascari.
Are we put button real fast? Oh! No, he's fine now. Oh! That was not fine. Oh! Oh, can I keep it out of the wall? Oh, that's a decent hit.
Yeah, I wonder if the right side of the wall, or if the right side of the car impacted the wall also. Exiting that corner and just now getting able to get back and rolling with there's Jim Reynolds going through. Jace Wright still in the lead though, but that is going to cost him a considerable amount of time.
Well, the good news for Jace Wright is, well, one, unfortunately for him, he still needs to pit, but the good news is that his competitors, Tazaro and Yu, are on the other side of the track.
Yeah, that might just bring him into play on pit exit.
It's entirely possible, yes.
Here are the drivers on the opposite side of the track. Dan Tazaro in second.
Well, at least there's an Aston Martin doing something.
There you go. And you've got one on the GT4 podium.
Yeah, it's Alex Freeman. He gave himself,
He earned it.
No, buying protection does not. I mean, he technically bought it. Earning it and buying protection. I don't know. I'll let the gods decide. I'll let the gods or chat decide if that's if buying curse protection is worth earning a podium. Surprise, Wright has not come. Now my question is Wright gonna fix that damage? Because he did hit the wall.
Oh, he certainly did. If it's slowing him down by a significant amount, based on his last lap time, it doesn't look like it's too bad for him to be able to continue on. But that is going to be a call up to the Audi driver.
Gravel being kicked up. Wonder by who that was. Maybe the 45? That's crazy that he is about to lap Mariano. Wright's got insane pace.
Certainly does.
You know, it would almost take. I feel like it would almost take another crash for Wright to get caught by Tesaro and you. So weird that crash for the Audi. It's like it hit a bump. It hit like that exit curve out of Ascari and bounced the rear end, and just he couldn't get it recovered. But he's still going forward, so no problems there. Kevin Yu, no problems here. There were problems before, but there's not problems now. He's just not able to catch Tesaro though.
Yeah, Dan Tesaro finding the pace in the late going of the race here. Able to build that gap to right around 3 seconds to the Ferrari. It was as low as 1.5 seconds. So Kevin Yu just chilling a little bit, maybe just waiting for the right moment to attack in the number 95.
Less than 10 minutes to go total in the race. We've gone through 65 minutes. So far, only one driver needing to pit left, and that's our leader.
Yeah, after 35 laps, led pretty much every single lap. I think he was one of the later stops to complete their first mandatory pit stop as well. Going on a long stint here, once again in the 296. Less than 10 minutes remaining in the season finale around Monza.
Can you imagine if a set of Corsa came out with like a snow mod or something? Or like snow on the grass, like how I guess Fortnite does? Where they come out with like a snow map. Can you imagine if a set of Corsa came just like snow but not on the track?
Well, they are working for something for Assetto Corsa Rally to have that feature. It should be in the next update.
I would like this. I would like the scenery of driving if it made sense for the track that you're on, and if the track temperatures agreed to it.
Yeah, I don't think we're going to be simulating snow at Laguna Seca anytime soon.
I know it snows at Spa every now and then. The mountains, the mountain region.
Yeah, very pretty part of the world there.
Who do you think is going to win the Drivers' Championship? Kuja?
In what, in F1?
Yes.
Well, I don't know.
Not going to throw a prediction on the dartboard and just ta-da?
No. I hope that it's as close of a season as it is, as it can be. I hope there's 3 drivers in contention once again going into the last race. Hell, I hope there's 5 drivers in contention going into the last race.
2010, eh?
Yeah. That's what I'm hoping for. I just like a nice championship battle. It's kind of gets boring when a team pulls away and stuff like that.
I'd like to see Cadillac win at least one race this year. Nico Hülkenberg's got his podium, so there's nothing I really need to actively seek out. Other than Aston Martin not being complete and utter poop. Wright still has not pit.
No, he has not.
He's got 5 minutes to do it, but he still has not pit.
Plenty of time. Plenty of time remaining for Jace Wright in his one and only race of the season. Coming out in the season finale.
Coming to steal points from Kevin Yu and just leaving.
Yeah.
Are we sure it's just not Ilpo in disguise?
That's true. He could just not pit. Take a time penalty. That is very possible.
He almost has the gap to do it. It's what, 120 seconds?
Yeah, I guess that's true. It depends on what the penalty is. I would assume it's going to be 90 seconds, maybe 60.
No, it's like 120 seconds. It's a pretty hefty violation.
Oh, is it?
Yes.
I thought it would just be like the length of a pit stop.
We'll find out when he crosses the line in 5 minutes if he doesn't take it. One man who doesn't have to worry about a penalty is Beachley. He's just chilling.
Yeah, came under pressure a little bit earlier on in the race, but kind of allowed the cars behind to battle while he kind of rode off into the night.
Yeah, he's just chilling.
Just chilling.
He looks like he's gonna. I wonder if Kermit the Frog is his passenger. How either helpful or annoying that would be. Fans in the stands despite it being almost midnight.
That's dedication right there. Yeah, gap's really opening up between all the drivers here. Pretty much 10, 15 second gaps throughout most of the GT3 field.
Yeah, no. It's not as good as, like, don't get me wrong, it's been a nice race, but it wasn't as good as last week's. Last week's was fun. Last week's was crazy.
Yeah, lots of chaos out on track.
The GT4s, you didn't actually first half an hour.
Yeah, absolutely. Renaudis might be coming under pressure here from Diego Mostachero, closing the gap to 1.5 seconds.
I swear Professor Renaudis is like driving one-handed or something. Slow or off the pace. Or he's driving with damage of some kind. One or the other.
You guys run GT4 grids? Yeah, that we run the GT4s on Mondays as part of the Rookie Caesar series.
Rookie seasoning.
Combined season and series into one word. So that was fun, but yes, Jace Wright doesn't have to think about a penalty because he goes into the pits to do it the old-fashioned way.
Aw, I really wanted to see him take the penalty, not gonna lie.
I know. Come on, Jace. For our own curiosity.
Literally should have just done it for our own curiosity. But alas, nope.
So while Jace sits stationary, now getting dropped and rolling again, it looks like he's gonna be able to stay out in the lead ahead of Dan Tesaro, who still has to go through the Parabolica. And still building the gap to Kevin Yu. It's now at 4 seconds.
Yeah, I don't think Kevin's going to catch him unless you have a double Aston Martin collision here, but Freeman's got curse protection on. And there goes Jace Wright.
Comfortably ahead of the 420 Aston Martin and stays out in the lead of the race. This might yet be the final lap as well.
Oh, Port Shop gets a drive-through for track limit.
Just pushing too hard, trying to close in on Mostachero. Was actually put in a good effort, getting the gap to within 1 second of Professor Chronotis, and Rally Dutchy back in the pits, an unscheduled stop for the 621.
Interesting. Pit window's closed. I think there'll be one more lap.
Yes.
And I don't know if the 296 can stop at the line, take the checkered. I don't think he has the time.
He's got a little bit of time, but I don't think he's got enough time. He could. It's close. But he could.
Close, but he could. But he's not going to risk it and find out. He's going to do another lap.
Oh, and Rally Dutchy, after going into the pits, gets a penalty to have to come into the pits again. It's a stop go 30 for the 621 BMW.
Worst part is he'll have to take the checkered flag before he stops for his stop go 30.
Yeah, so that will be a time penalty applied.
That's just an oopsies.
Gonna be 41 laps completed around Monza for Jace Wright. He's led every single one of them. Qualified on pole, took the pits, the latest of the bunch in the first stint, and the latest of them all in the second stint as well.
Must be nice. Must be nice.
Must be nice.
Must be nice just to be so quick and so fast. First time I've seen an Audi win anything. It'll probably be the only time. Oh my Jesus! Sparks at the back end. Oh!
Well, don't call it too soon yet, Tyler.
that was almost a commentator's curse there.
Yeah. Surely, and rounding the Parabolica for the final time, Jace Wright comes into the season finale to do 1 of 8 rounds. But he will take it, the win, cutting through the track, takes the checkered flag, the 296 takes the top spot. Eric Vanderbilt takes the checkered flag in 6th, Rally Dutchy in 9th. Then you've got Dan Tesaro taking 2nd place in the 420 Aston Martin. Kevin Yu rounds out the GT3 podium in the number 95 Ferrari. Devin Anthony across the line in 7th. Ray Roman finishing in 10th place, but we'll have to wait and see. He might be moved up, with Rally Dutchy getting a 60-second penalty applied to his race time. And Potts Weaver taking 2nd in the GT4s. Alex Freeman across the line in 3rd to round out the GT4 podium. Andres Mostachero with a good climb from the back of the field and with a 10-second penalty gets 4th. Brian DeSantiago rounds out the top 5. Professor Chronotis drifts on through, and that gap between him and Chronotis was pretty close to the line, just 0.7 seconds separating Brian DeSantiago from Professor Cornotis in 6th. Then Diego Mosachero 7th. And Dr. Porkchop in 8th place. And last but not least, it's the Beach GT. He's just weaving side to side, having a good old time out there. Championship
line in reverse. You
the championship leader here, coming up to the final corner for the final time of the season to finish it out on top, on the top step, and on top of the championship. The number 18 AMG is your championship winner in the GT4s, and that is it for the first season of 2026 in the Wednesday Multiclass Championship, and some donuts to celebrate for the number 18.
He's gonna feel even better when he knows I tried to curse.
Right?
Oh yeah, he's just giving it to that wall in celebration.
He doesn't need that rubber anymore.
Green line. Give it
Nope.
gun.
And he won't
That
for
rubber
a
is-
while, with this being the season finale. Back to the studio. Podium sitters, please join us for a quick chat of how your guys' race went on. And we'll have Tyler asking the hard-hitting questions as usual.
Definitely want Freeman. I most certainly want Freeman. Need him to know that that curse protection saved his bacon today.
Yeah, lots happening at the beginning there, but yeah, after that second pit stop phase, the gap's opening up quite a lot.
All right, so we got Freeman and we got Beachley. I think we're missing Potts Weaver because he came second, but hopefully he'll join us. Freeman, congrats on third. Beachley, congrats on the championship. Freeman, you lucky, can't say these words on stream. Buying your own curse protection. You
Well, yeah, I tried to play it smart, and then I had an absolutely horrible start. So, congratulations, I played myself.
curse protection doesn't work. It's just a fraud. It's a scheme. It's a scam.
You know what? You covered it from us doing anything. It was just up to you, you know.
Exactly, it was self-inflicted this time.
Yes, exactly. You couldn't. Or is that better or worse? Because then you could have just been like, those commentators just got me again.
I tried to curse Beachley for you, but it didn't work. I tried. I even said, screw it.
Oh, I didn't hear that part.
Oh no,
I'll
I
have
tried
to
to
go back
curse
and listen to
Beachley.
I'll have to go back and listen to or watch the stream back.
However, Beachley didn't seem to want to make it interesting. He just drove his race and didn't deal with anything at all, period.
Yeah, I mean, first couple laps were a little interesting, and I had a little moment with the GT3, but yeah, besides that, wasn't really much going on. I was semi-afraid going in that Potts would be really fast just because it's the McLaren, but I guess he just didn't quite have the pace. I don't know, honestly, just trying to go as fast as I could all night. Like, all I needed to do was finish ahead of Freeman, and I'm like, debated stopping at the line just to let Jace finish in front of me. But there really wasn't much going on tonight. No, like I said to you guys before the race started, before the stream, like I literally watched like a hot lap video last night, and I'm like, oh, I'm gonna change my lines a little bit, and it, like, made a huge difference. So. Top tip to anybody out there, if you're looking for some pace, just watch a hot lap video or something. Should help.
Yeah, watch a hot lap, go to bed, think about it.
Absolutely.
And yeah, like all season long, it seems like we've been chatting with you guys on the podium here, and so the top two in the championship as well. Very close fight between you two. Unfortunately, didn't really get to see a lot of on-track battles between you two for most of the season.
Yeah, I know. Like, I know the first half of the season it was kind of chaotic, like lap one, so we were all getting spread out for one reason or another. And then, like every other race, it seemed like I was having some sort of adventure, either self-inflicted or whatever. And, would like be on the podium and then finish like fourth or fifth, and then finish on the podium or win. And, then Paul Ricard happened, get like, what was it, 2 drive-throughs and ruin that race. So, yeah, it was an interesting season for sure. And, I would have preferred to have more battles on track, but kind of the way it goes sometimes.
Oh yeah, hats off to Beachley for the championship. I think I looked or kind of crunched the numbers over the weekend. I think I would have had to have won this, and Beachley would have had to have finished 5th, and I think he still would have won by like 1 or 2 points. Anything lower than 5th would have turned into his drop round. So he pretty much had it in the bag, and then I just wanted to make sure to keep P2 in the championship.
And yeah, it's like, hopefully we'll see more on-track action between you guys next season. Planning on doing it in the GT4s again?
Yeah, planning on it. I'll say, even if I didn't win the championship, I will admit that, this is probably my best season in Trackalicious in a while. Like, the 2 wins in Hungaroring and Paul Ricard were my first Trackalicious wins since GT4 Rookies, which for me was all the way back at the end of 2023. So, still, a lot to hang my hat on this season.
And yeah, I think that was right around when I started streaming too. I remember seeing you in the Rookies, and then so it's super awesome to see you work your way up and get to the level that we've kind of seen all these drivers just raise the bar every season. It seems like just get quicker and quicker, and it's harder. It's just harder to keep up.
Even if we don't have the most, or what we lack in quantity, we definitely have in quality, especially in the GT4s.
Oh yeah, 100%. The battles, especially last week, I think me and Tyler were talking about it during the broadcast. Like during that first stint, I think any one of 6 cars could have been in the top 5, or like any one could be in any position with how tight the battle was. And so yeah, they certainly provide a lot of action. And yeah, certainly hoping to see some more full grid with the signups being open for next season. If you guys want to see yourself on the grid, get yourself signed up. But more on that later. Chatting with you guys now. But yeah, GT3 field a little shy this season. Haven't had to chat with a lot of them.
I think Ilpo scared them all off.
One question I do have. Do you guys see what happened in BMW that went off and then just went bowling?
What was this?
This was lap 1, turn 1. There was a BMW that went on the grass and just went bowling.
Yeah.
I didn't see that. I was mostly checking up on the GT3s, which, speaking of BMWs, also a little credit to Brian, because he was, number one, he went 3 wide on me lap 1, turn 1. So I was, once again, being a little overly cautious. And he was catching me at the end until, I don't know if he went off or something. I know he was 3 seconds behind, and then he was behind one of the Mostacheros, so not sure what happened there. But no, I didn't see what happened lap 1, turn 1 with the GT3 BMWs.
Yeah, I kind of caught the end of it. I saw, I was kind of concentrated on the people who were directly in front of me, and then all of a sudden I'm in the, getting ready to brake, and there's a BMW sideways going towards the grass, and I'm like, oh, here we go.
Here we go.
Yeah, it got a little hairy there in the middle of the first part of the chicane. I think I was 3 wide with one of the GT4s. I think it was Potts, and a GT3 maybe on the outside or something. But yeah, once that kind of filtered through, it wasn't as bad as it probably could have been. But yeah, it was kind of an odd one. I'll have to watch the replay after.
Yeah, it seemed like kind of that moment in F1 that they had where the car just kind of slid through the grass and just had no chance of stopping. Unfortunately.
Yeah,
unfortunately.
Absolutely.
But yeah, it happens up and down. That's how racing goes. But yeah, thanks guys for joining us as you have for most of the season. For the chats after. Love to get your guys' insight. Justin, congrats on the championship. Alex, congrats on your first wins outside of the rookies here at Trackalicious. So lots of progress from you, and looking forward to what you guys bring in the next season.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
absolutely.
looking forward to it.
Yep.
Yep.
Thanks,
And again, congrats to Beachley.
Yeah, thanks. Thanks guys for streaming. I'm sure everybody enjoys watching, and we enjoy putting on a show. And thanks everybody for watching. We'll be back in a few weeks, I think.
Mm-hmm. We sure will. Move you guys back here to the green room. Thank you, Tyler, for joining us tonight as well. Any closing thoughts from you, my friend?
Maybe you'll see me on Mondays out on track. You never know. You never know what happens here in Trackalicious. Everything gets crazy.
Know. Yeah, that's true. You never know what the racing can bring. You never know what kind of anything can really bring. So yeah, it's been super fun to bring you guys the action all season long from the Multiclass GT3s and the GT4s. Season finale all wrapped up, but the signups are open on SimGrid for the next season in the springtime, so get yourselves over there and get signed up for the next season, which will be starting, I believe I think it's March 25th, so exactly in a month, it will be starting back up with that and the GT4 Rookies season as well on Mondays. iRacing closing out their season tomorrow in their GT3 and GT4 multi-class on Friday. The LMU Hypercar and GT3 also coming to a close in their championship. Saturday, no action from Trackalicious, and on Sundays, it is the iRacing MX5 Cup. So be sure to tune in for all of the iRacing action coming later in the week. And make sure to tune in March for the new seasons for all LMU, ACC, and iRacing stuff. Alongside me was Tyler Morgan. I have been Kuja. Thank you guys for watching, and thank you guys for joining us all season long, being the great third commentator, if you will, from the chats. Certainly love your guys' insights and love to see the support that you guys give to one another. And so, thank you as always for joining us here. We hope to see you in the spring season. Until then, stay safe and have a good rest of your morning, afternoon, evening, or night, wherever you may be watching us from. Have a good one.